JJ. Hit it. It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
And we're glad you're with us. Thanks for stopping by. Frangie and Carline and La Selva on a Tuesday installment of the program. Here, our Tuesdays always brought to you by the Nimnick family of dealerships. That's Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett. Nimnick Buick GMC located on Phillips Highway. The best place to get automobiles, I promise you, is Nimnick. I've been doing it since 1982. Bought my first car there. And I've been doing it ever since. You should go as well. Two great places. Nimnick is the name to know. Nobody but Nimnick treats you the way they do. Frangie and Carline and La Selva. Baseball's on. JJ, you fired up for the postseason? All right.
I am. The first game was actually really exciting. It went down to the bottom of the ninth. There was a one-run game. There was a guy on third with no outs. They didn't get him in.
Yeah.
And there's anytime you get the Yankees-Red Sox, that's got to fire you up as a baseball fan.
And it's 6:30 tonight.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Pirates,
just in time for us to get home.
The Pirates did take 2 out of 3 from the Braves once again. We did beat that ass again. I tell you what, if we could just play the Braves every time, listen. After beating the Braves 2 out of 3 twice, winning 4 out of 6 in the series, this is my opinion. But I think we're the better franchise, Hayes. Okay? I just think we're the better franchise.
Yeah, hard to argue.
We have
certainly a better owner.
We certainly have had 4 winning seasons in the last 33 years. It's not like we don't have any, Hayes. I mean, it's not like we've had 0.
Right, yeah.
We've had 4. Come on, get off me. We've had 4 in 33 years, okay?
Yeah, find some hitting.
Yeah.
Might have something.
Now, we haven't won a playoff series in 33 years, but hey.
There's always
we're nitpicking. Yeah. And by the way, just so you know, JJ, you probably saw this. They're bringing back the manager, the president, and the GM
for
the 7th year. They're bringing back Ben Cherry. 6 straight losing seasons. They're bringing back the GM for a 7th year. And I'm not.
Well, to be fair to the manager, didn't he just start halfway through the
year?
manager
actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
But this last thing I'll say about this, but I'm not making this up. Bob Nutting didn't show up at the press conference.
No.
But he sent out a statement. And the statement, I'm paraphrasing, the statement says, we've done a lot of good things with this organization. It's now time to focus on winning.
Wow.
What have you been?
So he's ready.
What have we been focusing on?
Yeah.
I mean, it's now time to focus on. Now we're focusing on winning, Hayes. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. Don't rush.
It's only athletics.
It's what he said. I'm not making this up. It's now time to focus on winning.
That's amazing.
That is what you could go to the Pirates website. That's what the statement said. Honest to God, I'm not making it up. Okay?
There was a team of people that were like, "Yeah, this sounds good."
Yeah. I mean, did somebody not say, Bob, maybe we can edit this a little bit? Wouldn't somebody say, listen, owner, I respect you, you're my boss and all, but I might want to tweak this. I might want to take the now out of it. Maybe just take the now out.
Imagine what the original version probably
Can you imagine? It's now time to focus on winning.
Thanks for the paycheck, suckers. That's what the original
4 winning seasons in 33 years. So we guess, but now we're going to focus on winning. That's spectacular what that is. Now, Hayes, we're going to focus on winning. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm done. I feel better now. I needed that moment. I feel better. I got it off my chest.
I enjoyed it.
I'll tell you this. I'm excited about Jags Chiefs. I hope people are going to the game. I mean, listen. Disposable income is what it is. I get it. And it's a Monday night. And it's not as convenient as if it was a Saturday, Sunday. You're thinking, well, let me tell you this. If ever you were going to go to a game, if you were ever going to a Jaguars game, wouldn't you go to this one? Wouldn't this be the one?
It would.
Wouldn't I mean Patrick Mahomes and Trevor and if ever you were going to a game, this is the one you should go to. I'm telling you that. So I hope they pack the place. I hope it's rocking like that playoff game against the Chargers was a few years back, and I hope that's what winds up happening. So I'm excited about the game. A lot of things to talk about. Who they are, their identity. Is it safe to say now that we have a pretty good idea of their identity? Is it too early for that? Is the sample size too small for that? In your opinion?
Maybe slightly, but I mean, you've certainly got an idea. I think the identity is there, but there's a little bit of an inconsistency with it, just because the takeaways are so astronomical. I don't know what the analogy would be, but they're on a pace that's just blistering.
Yeah,
and it's hard to see them.
That's right.
Over a 17-game season, forcing 65 takeaways. So that is going to be that's their next. They've got other challenges, But I think the next big challenge, and I think it starts Monday, the Chiefs aren't going to turn the ball over 3 times Monday night. I mean, it's not going to happen. They've only had one giveaway to this point in the year. You're playing one of the best offensive systems. You're playing probably the best quarterback, arguably of all time, but certainly the best that we've seen enter the league in the last 20 years. You're not going to be able to, you wouldn't think, to have 3 or 4 takeaways. So how does this team respond? And really, how does the defense respond when they don't get those takeaways because they've been bending, not breaking because of the takeaways? Well, if you stop getting the takeaways, what does this defense become? So I think we're headed towards a little bit of a reality check Monday night. But, but look, if they're able to keep doing it, it's the what they're doing right now. I mean, running the ball the way they're doing it, protecting Trevor and forcing the takeaways. I mean, it's a rich formula to have massive success, but I don't think the takeaways is going to continue.
Yeah, and
this level,
and they can't. Right. I mean, the logic tells you they can't do this. But I do think their identity is what it is. Your point's a good one. It doesn't mean that's not their identity. It just means the numbers, that particular number can't keep up, and that logic tells you that. But I think this is who they are: run the ball, get takeaways, make big plays on defense, get off the field. I think that's who they are. I really do believe that's who this team is. And by the way, if I'm being fair, the identity also says they still got to find something on offense. They've got to be better on offense. The passing game's got to find a rhythm. So, but I think, and one of the reasons I think this is who they told us they would be. In fairness to them, now again, it's a small sample size. I know that. And the better teams although San Francisco's pretty good, but more good teams are coming up. But they told us who they would be is a tough physical team. And you say, well, everybody says, well, not necessarily. Teams say different things. They told us they would run the ball. They told us they would be physical at the line of scrimmage. The things we all question. We were sitting here in June and July and April and May and talking about the team. The questions we all had. Can they be physical at the line of scrimmage? Because that was a weakness last year. I can't tell you how many radio shows in other markets I went on, and people said, "What do you think? How do you think the Jags will be this year?" I said, "Well, the question I've got is, can they get better at the line of scrimmage? Because that was the weak area." We all had that conversation. So having said that, that's who they said they'd be, and that's who they are. So we'll certainly talk more about that. We'll talk some Jags and Chiefs coming up today on the program. Florida State, Miami, gigantic FSU Miami game. So many implications. I want to really dive into that today. Florida, Texas. If he gets beat 49-10, is he fired? Yes or no?
No.
Even with that big of a loss. All right, I may go the other way on this. We'll certainly talk about that today. We'll talk baseball playoffs. They're underway. A lot of fun things to get to in the program. But after this quick timeout, we'll come back and we'll start the program with our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week. That is how we kick it off. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
There's a key that opens a very special door. The Jaguars locker room. Go in the locker room with Hayes Carlyon to get closer to the Jags. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Frank Frangie here. Experience professional grade at Nimnick Buick GMC, home of the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% APR financing. Yes, 0%. You can't find deals like this anywhere else in Jacksonville. So shop 24/7 online at NimnickBuickGMC.com or at the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
If you have cane fever, you'll get your weekly dose of Miami football on the Hurricane Report.
I'm JJ LaSelva. This season, I'll keep you close to Coral Gables with the Hurricane Report on 1010XL.
Proudly protected by Performance Painting.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, First Coast, it's your boy Leon Searcy, your lemon pepper guy. back and better than ever for Wingstop. You know I can't resist those crispy, flavorful wings that make your taste buds dance. Wingstop just opened a hot new spot on Jeremiah Street in Middleborough. There's 17 locations, now serving up the most mouth-watering wings in town. And my all-time favorite, lemon pepper. Try their new quick and easy ordering on the app and swing by today for fresh, hot wings made for you. Only at Wingstop.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? Do you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Helmets and Heels is returning to Vegas. If you're heading out for the big game, join us at Circa Resort and Casino this October for a Halloween weekend football getaway, featuring Circa room discounts and a huddle up for everyone in the teal and black. Meet Helmets and Heels Friday night, October 31st, then hit the Circa Stadium Swim with temperature-controlled pools and a massive betting screen. For Circa room discounts and more information, visit the 1010XL webpage or circalosvegas.com/huddleup-up.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee and Grammy winner, Peter Frampton. Let's Do It Again Tour. October 29th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. On sale now at AXS.com.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles, from complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
Frank Frangie here, telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. She's lost 60 pounds. Can you believe that? And she just took a road trip. The reason is it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Hey, let's go!
And now, this week's Scholar Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on 1010XL.
All right, it is time for our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week. It is Eli Little from Stanton. He's a swimmer, and he joins us now. Eli, how are you, man?
I'm doing great.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Tell us, you're a 4-year swimmer at Stanton. Tell us all about your swimming career. How did it start? When did you start swimming competitively? The whole bit.
Mm-hmm. So I started swimming when I was 3 years old, and then I started competitive when I was 14. And it's truly been my top passion in my life. And then when I joined Stanton with my sister, it was so awesome. Shout out to the coaches. They've been so great this past 4 years, and then now I'm captain, and I get to see the next kids come up, and it's just been super awesome.
Very cool.
Eli, what events do you participate in, and how did you get to those events?
So my current favorite events are the 200 free and the 500 free. And I really came to there because at practice, I would realize I can really race when it comes to that middle distance. And I would have other kids trying to race me, and I would just be first every time. And I really just love that.
All right. Tell us about college a little bit. What are your plans? Where do you want to go? Do you plan to swim as you continue on?
Yes, I do plan to swim. So far, I've had 2 OVs, and then 1 school in Pennsylvania, 1 school in Missouri, and then I'm also talking to a school in Florida. And I'm really looking forward to being able to continue my athletic career.
That's very cool. Have you visited the school so far? Do you have visits or 2?
Only one of the schools so far in Pennsylvania.
Which one's that?
It's Penn West Clarion.
Okay.
And that's a really, really good program up there. And then my next one, University of Missouri in St. Louis.
Right.
I have that official visit coming up soon.
Is Penn West Clarion the one that used to be called Clarion State? Is that the same school?
No. I think it's different.
It's a different. Okay, I got a cousin who went to Clarion State, so I asked.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
And you've got a meet tonight. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling really good for this meet tonight. I'm really excited. Stan and Mandarin have been somewhat rivals in the swimming for the past couple years, and this meet should be fun. Hoping to go over there and win some races.
Eli, talk about some of the other things you're involved in. You're involved in a lot of academic clubs. You're also the president of the FCA chapter. Tell us about that.
Yes, FCA. I love it so much. It's really just a great way to meet other athletes who are growing closer in their faith, and it just gives you like a group of people that you can talk with and hang out. And then being the president, I'm able to like help out many, and then because we help out with school and academics too, because it's a lot of stuff to balance.
In terms of training, when you have a day where you're not competing in a meet, what's a normal practice regimen look like for you?
So I practice 9 times a week, 3 mornings and 6 afternoons. It totals about 34 miles per week. So I'm almost like a runner in the water. And then each practice it's intense. I mean, every day we're racing and getting faster, but that's what I love the most is showing up to practice and being able to compete and just get better every day.
What time in the morning?
I get up at 4:30 and I practice at 5:30.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's the regimen you need.
That's
4:30 in the morning.
That's amazing. What are your personal records?
So right now in the 200 freestyle, last weekend I went 144.0, and that was mid-season too. So this year at States, I'm really looking forward to getting under that 140 marker, and should be a very possible goal for me. And then my 500, I'm right in that 440 range. It's been a while since I swam it, but I'm really looking forward to this year's States. Gonna go really fast.
Eli, final thing. Obviously, you're very involved outside of school. You're very involved with swimming, and you're a very good student. How do you manage it all? What advice would you give? You said you're a captain, so you're around a lot of young people. What advice would you give to a young person who's trying to kind of manage it all?
Mm-hmm. The main advice I would give is just to work hard. I mean, all it really takes is hard work and dedication, because if you're doing what you love, you're going to be able to do all of it. And then, so the time management piece just comes from you being able to do everything that you love. So, I mean, coming from swim, I swim every day, and that's what I love. It's kind of like my free time. And then I go home and I can do all my homework. It's really just finding that balance between how much time you can put in if one of them's lacking.
All right, we've done a great job. Eli Little from Stanton, a swimmer, a terrific swimmer, on his way to a meet now, to win at the meet, by the way. And he is our Duval County Scholar Athlete. Congratulations, man. Good to meet you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Eli Little comes in from Stanton. He is our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Now, Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
All right, that was fantastic, getting a chance to meet Eli. Frank, you referenced this in our first segment, and I'm gonna echo your comments. Folks, Monday night's a big night for the city. It's a big night for us. Let's have a party. Let's have a party at the stadium and so show the Kansas City Chiefs, show the world that's watching what we can bring to the table as a group, as a fan base, as a city. This is the last time we're going to do it in this stadium. I mean, let's blow it out. I mean, next year it's going to be limited capacity. In 27, they're going to be, somewhere else. And then in 28, we're going to have the brand new stadium of then the present. So let's do it big one more time. Hopefully they make the playoffs. Hopefully they win the division and we get a playoff game. But they're going to put us at 1 o'clock on Saturday if the Jaguars win the AFC South. The AFC South champion has always played that first playoff game. They hide it. So in terms of prime time, this is it. This is the send-off. The team deserves it. You deserve it. The city deserves it. Let's have a party Monday night and show the world how Jacksonville does it.
That's a really great point about the stadium. I hadn't thought. Well done, by the way. Well, and I echo and ditto every one of those words. That's a great point about the stadium. I hadn't thought about that. This is probably your last chance to do a night game, to be a crazy Duval in a night game in this stadium full capacity since they opened it in 1995. It really is. And again, it'll still be the same foundation and on the same land, but it'll be a different stadium. And so this is your last chance to do this. I'm like you too. I'm glad you went where you went with that. I've never been one that says shame on you if you don't go to the game. You work hard for your money. Your disposable income is your income. It's the team's responsibility to earn your attendance. I've never ever in my whole career at any, not just Jaguar games, ever said shame on fans for not going. I'll never feel that way. I respect fans and respect how they save their money. But having said that, it sure would be cool. We wanted change. You wanted change. You wanted Trent Baalke out. You wanted Tony Baselli in. You wanted a team that was tougher. You wanted a team that was kind of the identity of this city. You wanted a team that proved it could win games. Oh, by the way, there's the winning too. It really looks like you got that. Now you could really help them out. I will tell you, it's harder to win on the road in a full stadium than it is in a not full stadium. So this is a great opportunity. We sound like we're PR hacks here. I'm not trying to be that, but I agree with what Hayes said. Why not go to the game? Why not show up at that Monday night game? And why not? I mean, there's tickets available. Yell at Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. Is the Taylor Swift coming? Have you heard? Have you talked to her people?
I think she's having lunch with Gary Smits today to figure that out.
That's perfect. Smitter and T Swift together. Forget about it. Okay, I want to be at that party. That's what I want to be. But seriously, folks, go to the game. I'm glad Hayes said what he said. It's a great time to go. It's going to be a great night here in Jacksonville. It's early in the season. The weather's going to be great. I hope you go to the game. I really do hope people go to the game. Well said. Very well said. And now I've got to get beyond the thought in my head of Gary Smith and Taylor Swift at lunch. So I'm going to try and compose myself now. It's going to be a tough rest of the segment, just so you know. It's going to be a tough rest of the segment. Let's look ahead. We'll do more of this during the week. What do you have to do to beat the Chiefs? Obviously, stop Mahomes. I know that. That's the chalk answer. But what else? How else do you match up with these guys?
Well, right now, I mean, in terms of the quarterback matchup, it's a gigantic edge to the Chiefs. I mean, it starts to me with Trevor Lawrence. He's got to take a step forward. Right now, he's completing 58.3% of his passes, 5 touchdowns, 4 picks, a 75.2 rating. I mean, I know there's been drops. So those numbers should be a little better, but the numbers are dreadful. So even if you give him the drops and things like that, it still just brings him from dreadful to subpar. He's done some good things. Don't get me wrong. It hasn't all been bad, but there isn't nearly enough good from Trevor Lawrence. And I think a lot of it, again, this isn't to bash him. He's got a lot on his plate. He's trying to, learn a new system. He's trying to get 10 other guys around him, operating at a high level. And I think he's done a good job with that. But when he throws the ball, he's got to be more accurate. He's got to, again, the instincts. We've talked about it. He almost cost him Sunday by running out of bounds. I mean, he thought about it at the last millisecond, but it still wasn't good enough. And it cost them time. And so it's got to start with Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence doesn't play one of the best games that he has played as a Jaguar, I don't think they have a chance, because Steve Spagnuolo, he as good as Liam Cohen looks like he is going to be as an offensive mind, I think he's going up against the number one defensive mind in football, and Steve Spagnuolo. What he's been able to do these last 3 or 4 years with the Chiefs, and how they've gone from being a team that wins shootouts to a team that's very comfortable beating you 16-13, it's amazing. So the Jaguars, I think, normally will have a schematic edge with Liam Cohen. I'm not sure that schematic edge is going to be there Monday night, so it's going to be paramount for the execution of the players to be at a very high level. So to me, it starts there. I think defensively they can do some things to frustrate Mahomes and slow down the Chiefs. The Chiefs don't run the ball very well, so I think they can get Kansas City into some bad down and distance situations. None of it will matter if Trevor Lawrence plays poorly.
Patrick Mahomes, some numbers you probably need to know. They said Patrick Mahomes isn't the same as he used to be. Oh, really? He's completing 62%, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick, by the way. 7 touchdowns, 1 pick. Real quick, who's the leading rusher for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is the leading rusher for the Kansas City Chiefs. Average.
And he really didn't do much last week, so you can tell they're trying to get away from that. Excuse me. But the Chiefs have a rookie they're excited about, and you may see him Monday night get more of a push. But right now, Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, they don't scare anybody.
Yeah, and Isaiah Pacheco gave them an explosiveness that they lost with Tyreek Hill. And I'm going to get to Tyreek, by the way. What an awful injury that was. But they gave him an explosiveness that I thought they lost when Tyreek Hill left. Something's changed. He's not. He's good back, but he was the good enough back that he ran Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of town, and Kareem Hunt getting there helped that too. But he's not the same back, is he? Something's changed. I don't know. Isaiah Pacheco is a good player, but he wasn't the.
He's lost a step.
Yeah, he has already. Even though he's a young guy, he's lost a step. So, but look, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They know how to play. They know how to win. You got to start well against the Chiefs. You don't want them to start ahead of you and get confident. You want to get your crowd involved. And again, I'm like Hayes. I hope it's a good crowd, and I hope people show up at that game. I'm excited about the possibilities of it. But I do believe it's important to play well early in that game. A couple thoughts about Trevor. Well, here's the beauty of this. Number one. Say what you want about Trevor. He's 3-1 this year as a starter. That's A, he's 3-1. B, you now have a chance to go head-to-head against Patrick Mahomes. It looked like you were going to go head-to-head against Burrow, then Burrow got hurt in the game. Well, now you've got a chance to go head-to-head against the best quarterback, really the best quarterback other than Tom Brady in a generation. If you take Tom Brady out of the conversation, this is the best quarterback of his generation, and he will be. I mean, he could go to Canton now. And so you don't get a chance to go head-to-head with that guy very often. You really don't. This is Trevor Lawrence against Patrick Mahomes when you come in with the better record, when you come in as the home team, and now the Jaguars are relevant. Let me tell you the good and the bad of relevant. The good and the bad of relevant is the good is everybody's watching because you're relevant. The bad is everybody's watching because you're relevant. So you have to – this is a big moment for Trevor. Of all the people that have doubted him, of all the people that said he's not as far along as he should be, of all the people that have had negative things to say about Trevor, well, he can answer a lot of that Monday night, Hayes, to your point. Spagnuolo is really good, so he's going against a very good defense, a very good coordinator with good defensive players. We all know that. The quarterback on the other side, I say this all the time, quarterbacks don't play head-to-head, but they really do because that's how you're measured. Brady is measured on did he beat Manning. I mean, that like Marino was measured on did he beat Montana. Whether they were on the field at the same time or not, that's the reality.
Yeah, I mean, in the middle of the third quarter or early of the fourth quarter of every broadcast game that you see, what do? They put up both quarterbacks.
Correct.
And they put up their numbers.
Yeah, I mean, we heard Bradshaw versus Staubach forever in the 70s. They were never on the field at the same time, but you heard it all the time. So the reality is it is your chance to go head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes, and that's pretty cool. I mean, you're 3-1. Everybody's buzzing about the Jags, or certainly some people are. Buck and Aikman are going to be here, the best broadcast crew in football, in my opinion. The whole nation's watching. This isn't a doubleheader night. This is the one game on Monday night. Everybody's watching. Get to 4-1. Get the 4-1 against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and be 4-1
with a 2-game lead over the Chiefs in case.
Correct.
Seeding becomes a conversation.
So it's a great opportunity. It's a wonderful night. Go out and support those Jags. We'll be telling you that all week long because I hope we have. Hayes said it perfectly. Hayes said it perfectly in the Hammer Time. Make this a Monday night party in Jacksonville that we remember for the ages. We still remember that first Steeler game when it looked like Bill Cowher was going to try and tackle Chris Hudson. We still remember that. Nobody's forgotten that Monday night party here. We'll make this a Monday night party in Jacksonville, and what a fun night it's going to be. Trevor Lawrence versus Patrick Mahomes, Jags versus Chiefs. The Jags trying to get to 4-1, which would be an awesome thing. We'll take a break. Some college football talk is next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Big Chief Tire is always looking for ways to better serve the Jacksonville community we call home. Frank Frangie here. Starting Monday, June 16th, they're opening their 6th shop location in Mandarin, providing more Jacksonville residents with a locally owned auto repair business they can trust. Visit the new shop on San Jose Boulevard today for all your vehicle needs, including brake repair, new tires, and more. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment today.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Folks, are you looking for a better used car shopping experience? Well, you'll find it at Nimnick Buick GMC, Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Now, with Car Bravo and Nimnick, you'll save big and drive home with a smile. Nimnick Buick GMC can certify all makes and models. That means Honda, Toyota, Kia, Mazda, Ford. That's right, all makes, all models. Are you trading in your old vehicle? Well, don't forget, Who gives you more top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnick. So shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com or visit their showroom off of Phillips Highway. And remember, there's a lot of ways to get used cars, but there's no better way than to do it with Car Bravo, and Nimnick is the place to get your Car Bravo car for you. Head there today. All makes and models. They've got them all, and they've got them at Nimnick. So what's the best place to get cars, trucks, SUVs? Well, that's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
Get ready, poker players. The World Poker Tour is coming back to Best Bet Jacksonville from October 30th through November 18th. It's your chance to become a World Poker Tour champion with 14 different poker tournaments to play, including the Best Bet Scramble, a $5,000 no-limit hold'em main event with a $1 million guarantee. Satellites and mega satellites are going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. For the full WPT schedule and more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
To the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch? From lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Stick around after the sunset, and Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Come on, somebody.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Get ready. Monday Night Football is coming to Everbank Stadium October 6th. And this is a matchup you won't want to miss. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are throwing it back in their Prowler jersey as they take on the Kansas City Chiefs under the primetime lights. Don't wait. Be a part of the action. Get your tickets now by visiting us online at jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you at the bank for primetime football.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
1941 is a long time. 41 years after that, I bought my first car there in 1982. Been doing it ever since. Really trust my friends at Nimnick, and I mean that sincerely. I trust them. If you can trust the people selling you a car, that's a good thing, because, man, cars matter. Keeping that car, being in the right car that fits you, that is reliable. That's why I'm always going to buy my cars at Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet is on cast at Nimnick Buick GMC. Is located on Phillips Highway. Frangie, Carline, and La Selva with you. The baseball. The Cubs lead 2-1. Back-to-back jacks for the Cubs in the fifth inning. So the bottom of 5, they lead 2-1 over the Padres. The Tigers behind Tarek Skubal won 2-1 over the Guardians. So two good ball games at least to start this thing. How about Yankees and Red Sox tonight? Yankees and Red Sox.
Who do you guys like?
I
mean, in the series.
I think the Yankees are going to win the series. They're at home. I think they're going to win the series. You too, JJ? Or
no, I actually think it'll be the Red Sox. I think they'll steal game 1 with Crochet on the mound, and from there you only got to win one more. And I absolutely despise the Yankees.
So there's that.
Yes.
So there's that. You know
but
what?
I do think they're going to win.
Yeah.
I actually think the Red Sox are going to pull this one out.
It's going to be a fun series. Speaking of great series and great rivalries, Florida State and Miami, there was very little like it in my time of working in this industry. They were rivals. I don't know if it's friendly is the word, but they were respectful rivals. That's the word you always hear. Tons of NFL players, incredible amount of close games that really went on to decide national championships, most of those in Miami's favor. And then it's been a while since we've had it. I did 3 or 4 of those games in the 90s myself. I was also at the 2000 game. I think that was the 27
wide right 3.
Yeah, wide right 3. Xavier Beatty. I was at that game. So I've done my share of those games. I will tell you that game was a noon kick, JJ. That game in 2000.
That's probably my favorite game in the series.
It was a noon kick. Hayes, we were doing morning TV on Sun Sports, Bubba Burger College kickoff from the field from Miami at noon.
1,000 degrees.
It was 12,000 degrees. The fact that nobody died that day doing that show was it was amazing.
What a back and forth game too, man.
Back and forth, and that was when
Dan Morgan was amazing in that game.
And Bobby Bowden, who made very few tactical errors. He rarely made a tactical error. Made a big one. Do you remember the big one in that game, JJ?
Not necessarily.
FSU goes up 26-14, Hayes. Okay, 26-14.
Didn't go for two.
Kicks the extra point.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
They went up,
now that you're saying
they went up 26. You're up 12. They kicked the extra point. They did not go for two. Miami scored 2 touchdowns and won the game 28-27. And so that was, again, Bobby didn't make many mistakes, but that was one that that chart says go for two for a reason. And so it was a game. It was a very memorable game. This one's big. Let me say this the right way. It's big for Miami, okay? Because Miami would love to have an undefeated season, be the number 1 seed in the playoffs. But Miami can lose the game. It would be a road game against a team that I still think is going to have a pretty good season. I think Miami could rehabilitate themselves fine and not only be in the playoffs, but have a decent little spot in the playoffs. It's a gigantic game for FSU. They've already lost once in the league. It's a home game. Miami found some relevance in recent years. Yeah, they weren't good defensively last year, and that kept them out of the playoffs. But Miami's kind of refound itself. FSU was 2-10 last year. This is an enormous, enormous game for the Seminoles. The Seminoles obviously have rehabilitated as well. They're going to have a decent season whether they win this one or not. But if you lose this one, you're essentially 1-2 against real teams. And people will start doubting. And when people start doubting, it's hard for you not to start doubting. This is a gigantic home game for the Noles.
Without a doubt, because you just don't have very many opportunities remaining to make that kind of a statement. Now, they made a huge statement in beating Alabama, but by the time you get to Thanksgiving, that game's going to really have faded. And so if you lose this game, if you're Florida State, and to your point, you drop to 0-2 in league play, you look at Florida State's remaining schedule, I mean, there really doesn't appear to be anybody on there that's going to be a win of real relevance. I mean, Florida is terrible. Florida may have 8 or 9 losses. I mean, they might have 10 losses by the time that game is kicked off. So Florida doesn't help you out at all. And when you look at the rest of the league, Clemson isn't what people thought they would be. They're not ranked. So to me, if you lose to Miami, it's going to be tough. I still think a 10-2 Florida State would get into the playoff because they do have a win over Alabama. And it looks like Alabama is going to be in the playoff mix now, having snapped Georgia's 33-game home winning streak on Saturday.
But you got to run the table if you lose this one.
But you'd have to run the table. And that would be the concern. Do you see a team that they play left that would impress a voter enough to jump them over? You know, it's one thing when you win a game and the teams in front of you lose, you might move ahead of them. But if Florida State loses this game, they're going to need some wins that you're catapulting over some teams that may have won themselves.
Here's my take. I don't see that. I really don't. I think, but
unless they play Miami again in the ACC title,
that's one thing.
Well, yeah, and then if you win that game, you're automatically in.
True that. Yeah.
But the other part of that is, to your point, I don't. But I'll be honest with you. 2-3 weeks ago, I didn't think Virginia was very good. Probably because I didn't know anything about them. You know, and it turns out that Virginia might be pretty good. You don't know if they are or not. NC State's a team that they're
they beat Virginia.
Yeah, they beat, but they're also 3-2. You know?
Yeah, they're not very good.
Yeah, so so for me.
This is really the last time.
I'm nitpicking your point. Your point's right.
I think this is the last time the nation is really going to be locking in on FSU.
Yeah, right. That's right.
So if you lose, I think you then start to kind of fade a little bit in the minds of the people that are trying to put the playoff together.
The two things that help them in terms of what their final record is going to be, but hurts them in terms of what their final record will mean, were Clemson and Florida going in the tank.
Right.
Those are 2 road games that we expect. Let's be honest. We expected before the season began Clemson to win 10 or 11 games and Florida to win at least 8 or 9 games. Well, neither one of those are happening. So now all of a sudden, if you go win at one of those places, it doesn't mean as much. So this game is significant. I'll say this too. I think Florida State's got some dudes, man. The receiver, the big receiver, Robinson, Deuce Robinson's a really good player.
Got to catch that ball, though.
You got to.
He had a few drops.
Yeah, he did. But no question.
He is a talented player, but boy, that was a tough drop.
I love the Danzy kid, the tall, the fast, the track guy. And I will tell you, and I didn't know where they came from because I never heard of him. Boy, I like all three backs. I like the two big backs, Sawchuk and Kroma, the freshman. And the little guy, Lucas, doesn't get it very much, but boy, is he fast. So, and Castellanos is playing it. They got dudes. They now you got to finish the job. They couldn't finish the job against Virginia, so now nobody notices, But they've got some dudes.
But will they be able to stop Miami's ground game?
Well, that's
because Virginia just shredded them.
Yeah, and Miami can really run it. And so, but look, that's the beauty of this is it's a relevant game. It means everything. By the way, will this be? Is this Fowler and Herb Street?
Yes.
So it is. So they're not game day, but it is Fowler and Herb Street.
Right. So I guess they have to hop on a plane and go from Nashville to Tally.
Yes, Herb Street will. Yeah. So it is.
Oh, true.
It's the A team, which means it's the game. It's the game, and that matters too in terms of relevance and whatnot. So I'm telling you, it is a big night in Tallahassee, no question about it. Let's take a break. Hayes has headlines after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
The Florida Gators.
Strong tackle to 21, 15-10.
The Gators are ready to rumble and hungry for a side of beef.
He's in. Touchdown, Gators.
Florida, Texas kickoff at 3:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Jags fans, this one's for you. If you've got MyGate rewards, you're already in the game. But now you've got a shot at the ultimate prize, meeting QB1 himself, Trevor Lawrence, at Everbank Stadium with 3 friends by your side. With the MyGate Rewards Gatorade Club, every 5 Gatorade items you purchase equals 1 entry toward your chance to win. Stack them up and score big. See store for details. Gear up for the season. Gates got you.
Discuss the beautiful game. The Coaches Show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Get an hour of soccer talk Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. They're professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, superiorfenceandrail.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding, so easy to use. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you spend a lot of time talking about diamonds, but what about some of the colored stones we see?
Frank, when you talk about colored stones, there are literally hundreds of varieties and species in the gem kingdom. As certified gemologists, we're trained gemologically on the identification of each of these and can separate the man-made synthetics and imitations from the real thing. But at Underwoods, we can go to the next step. At Underwoods, we're active buyers of loose colored stones in the world markets, so we have an understanding of the values of colored stones as they relate back to the various qualities. In fact, just like diamonds, we buy most of our colored stones loose, then create the pieces of jewelry to hold the gems. You can be assured not only of the authenticity and quality of our colored stone jewelry, but also of the value. So if you're in the market for a fine quality emerald, sapphire, ruby, aquamarine, amethyst, citrine, tourmaline, peridot, or any other gemstone, come by and see us at Underwoods.
1010XL and 92.5 FM congratulates our hometown Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. They won the National AAA Championship with a ninth-inning walk-off home run to win 8-7 over Las Vegas.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. They will take great care of you. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars hosting the Chiefs on Monday night. What a great opportunity to pack the stadium and show the world what kind of a fan base we have.
Let's go. That's my answer to your note.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. That headline. I can't wait. I'm as excited about that one. I can't wait. I can't wait to wake up Monday. I can't wait for the long day Monday. We're just ready. I'm going to get down there early. I don't do this very often, but I'll probably walk around to some of the tailgates. Can't drink, but I can say hello, and I can steal a hot dog or a chicken wing. I want to soak this one in before I call the game. And normally I go to my parking spot, I get out, I go up and call the game. But I'm going to wander a little bit. Isn't this a game you wander just a bit?
I think so.
I'm going to wander a little bit.
It's probably the last time we're going to have a primetime game in this stadium.
Yeah, I think somebody should invite us.
That'd be great.
Invite us to the tailgate.
And I will drink.
Yeah.
So, I'm already doing that on the kickoff show anyway.
Why stop then?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But seriously, to your point, it's a really exciting. You made a great point on the Hammer Time earlier. It's a great opportunity for Jaguar fans to have a blast and to stick their chest out by going to this ballgame. You said it so perfectly, and I'm really excited. We got all week to talk about it, but I'm really excited about Monday Night Football in Jacksonville. I really, really am.
Absolutely, and massive implications for the Jaguars. If they can win, you'd be 2 games. First off, you're 4-1. You're guaranteed to remain in first place in the AFC South. But to get a 2-game lead on Kansas City?
Yeah, in fact, if you win this one and you get to 4-1 and you've beat the Kansas City Chiefs, I'll take Tuesday off.
Yeah.
In fact, if tell the boss to call me.
That's right.
Tell the boss to call me. Just call me at the radio station. The boss wants to talk.
We've got a notary
I'll
here.
Take the call.
I'll sort them out.
It'll be official.
That's right.
You'll be fine.
I can't wait.
Let's get it to around the NFL. We'll start with last night's doubleheader. We'll start with the first game. The Dolphins beat the Jets 27-21. But lose star receiver Tyreek Hill to a massive knee injury. Hill has already had surgery. Miami improved to 1-3, while the Jets are now 0-4. Hill's knee was so damaged, his status for the 26th season could be in question.
I'm going to ask Kevin Kaplan when he's in here with us tomorrow. He's told us the story of Marquise Lee, the former Jaguar receiver, who damaged his ACL, PCL, and MCL in the same injury. And Cap actually did surgery on all 3. He's going to have Marquise on the show at one point to talk about it. He did surgery on all 3 ligaments, and he's talked about it since then. I wonder if I got to believe this is similar to that. And it's a shame, too, because the thing that makes Tyreek Hill great is that explosiveness. And I've got to wonder if he'll ever have that again.
Yeah,
and
he's
again,
31.
He might never play.
I don't.
He looked sitting in the cart that he was like content with. Hey, I've had a good run.
Yeah. My guess is he's a guy that won't let that be his last play. But will it be his last play of significance is the question.
Yeah. And
Even if he doesn't play, he's not going anywhere. I guarantee he'll be, doing celebrity boxing.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He's totally that guy.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's get it to the second game. Again, not a lot of drama in this one. The Broncos have no problem with the Bengals winning 28-3. J.K. Dobbins ran for 101 yards for the Broncos. The first time Denver has had a 100-yard rushing game under Sean Payton. For a player.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff. No, I agree with you. Boy, the Bengals are a mess, aren't they? The Bengals, even Jamar Chase kind of called out his teammates.
Looked really bad.
They were punting when they were down 28-3, I think.
Yeah, again, if you're Cincinnati, okay, are you really going to allow this to continue much longer when there are veterans out there that you can call and bring in? Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson. Yeah, Jameis Winston. Like, why would you allow this Jake Browning thing to continue when he obviously looks like he is not going to be able to keep you afloat? And really, to be honest, and this kind of will lead us into our next headline, the AFC North is wide open because Lamar Jackson, the Ravens quarterback, is expected to miss 2 to 3 games with a hamstring injury. So Baltimore is already, their defense is ravaged. Now you're losing Lamar Jackson for multiple weeks at 1-3. The Yulee Bulldozer does not look like his old self. And so, if you're Cincinnati, Pittsburgh's the only team that looks like they've got something going. And even I think that's fleeting. The Steelers are on a bye this week. They're 3-1, but I don't think anybody looks at Pittsburgh as a team that's going to win 10 or 11 games. So if you're Cincinnati, look, you're in this. If you could add a quarterback, you might still have a chance at this thing, because I wasn't really hitting the panic button on the Ravens until Sunday, but after seeing the Chiefs dismantle them and now seeing the injuries and particularly with Lamar, look, if Cooper Rush is a good backup, but if the Ravens get to 1-5, 1-6, well, now the math's against you. You're done.
Yeah, and I agree with you. The good thing about that division for any of the teams in it is none of the teams are so good that any of the teams can't believe they can win it. Cleveland could win the division.
Could win it.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh's ahead. Pittsburgh's interesting. They have the off week. They've got Cleveland and Cincinnati next. So they could do just like they did last year, build a big, but then the schedule gets hard. Cincinnati is really in tumbling like you can't imagine. So yeah, if you asked me to bet right now, I'd still bet the Ravens win the division. If you asked me to bet my money, right, if you bet your money right now, would you bet Steelers or Ravens?
I'd bet Steelers.
Just because of the numbers and the injury to Lamar?
Yeah. It'll be interesting. There's only 2 unbeaten teams left in the NFL as we wrap up week 4, Philadelphia and Buffalo. Which team do you think has the best chance to take this undefeated streak a little further?
Boy, that's a great question. I don't have either. I don't have both schedules.
Yeah,
but just knowing the team
off the top of your head.
Buffalo, I think, is the best team right now. I think Buffalo's really good.
Is it because the Eagles had 0 completions in the second?
They only had 200 yards in that game. We'll get to that in the NFL rewind.
I do think Philadelphia knows how to win, but I think Buffalo's got the better team of those two.
I would have to agree. I think Philadelphia to me is you got to give them credit for winning these close games, but they look pretty. Again, they deserve credit. They're winning, and maybe the offense will figure it out. Buffalo has, it looks like, pretty much everything going in. They do have, I think, an easier road. We didn't get to this yesterday, but it's worth mentioning. Houston traded left tackle Cam Robinson to the Browns for a swap of late-round picks. So the former Jaguar is now gone to Minnesota, Houston, and is now in Cleveland.
Healthy scratch the week before they traded him. So you know what happened. He popped off again. Or pouted again, or wouldn't go into a game again, which is what happened here. And the next thing you know, he's gone. Now, listen, at some point, you are who you are. Cam Robinson's actually a pretty good player. He dates back all the way to the 17 team where he was the left tackle there. But for the Texans, who don't have a very good offensive line, who already ran off Tunsil, who was a really talented player, to now ship him off after making him a healthy scratch the week before, I know all I need to know. He said he had a bad attitude. He said something he shouldn't have said, and they said, good riddance. That's what happened. I'll say this about Houston. C.J. Gardner-Johnson one game, Cam Robinson the next. Obviously, they're trying to get culture figured out. But they got far more problems than just the culture. But it seems clear they're addressing that.
Without a doubt, Texans, by the way, do catch a schedule break because they play the Ravens on Sunday, so they will not be facing Lamar Jackson, and they will be facing basically the Ravens JV team. So that could help Houston start to dig out of their hole. Let's get to Major League Baseball. The Tigers defeat the Guardians 2-1 in Game 1 earlier today. Tarek Skubal struck out 14 in 7 2/3 innings pitched.
He's really good, second best pitcher in baseball, and he is.
Yeah.
He's that good, and was really that good today. I was glad to see that. I felt bad for the Tigers, the way they collapsed. I was glad they won. I hope they win that series.
The Cubs and Padres are playing right now. Last I checked, it was 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. It is still 2-1 Cubbies. What do you think about this series?
I like the Cubs in the series. They're home for the series. They're up 2-1 in the top of 7. They just blew a great opportunity at first and second, nobody out, with a chance to break it open and hit into a absolute P-rod, but right at Machado, and he turned it into a double play. But I like the Cubs in the series. I think the Cubs are pretty good. JJ and I disagree on that. JJ isn't as big on the Cubs as I am, right, JJ? I think the Cubs are pretty good.
If they do get out of this, I expect them to lose in the division series. But, I mean, for them, this has been a fantastic season if you're a Cubs fan. Yes.
2 more baseball games today. We'll have Red Sox Yankees at 6 and then Reds Dodgers at 9.
That's too. Is there any? Are there any logos in that tonight? That's 4 logos tonight now, bro. I mean, that really is. Think of it. That's Koufax and Johnny Bench and Babe and
Very
Ted
historic.
Williams is what that is. I mean, if you love baseball, lock in tonight because it's going to be an awful lot of fun.
Do you guys both like the Dodgers over the Reds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big time.
And I do think this. It's Dodgers Phillies next series. If the Dodgers win, that might be the World Series.
That might be the 2 best teams in baseball, in my opinion.
Good point. We never got to this yesterday, but the season is over for the Atlanta Braves. They finished 76 and 86. Atlanta finished 22nd in ERA at 4.36 and 14th in home runs with 190. What becomes of the Atlanta Braves this offseason?
You know what's sad is I have not seen any updates on Brian Snitker. I've seen 3 or 4 managers who are not coming back to their teams, and I've heard absolutely nothing. Yeah. I'm getting scared, folks. Brian Snitker might be back for the 20. And by the way, that record and those numbers are super inflated because the last month or 2 of the season when they had 0 to play for, they were already out of the playoffs. They were just cranking out wins for no reason. They had a 10-game win streak last month. So it was just an absolute dumpster fire of a season, and it would be crazy to bring Snitker back, but it looks like it might actually happen.
JJ knows the Braves way better than I do, the current Braves, and I don't pretend to know all you know about them, JJ. And I hear you about Snitker. My guess is they probably don't bring him back, although you're right, the longer you go without firing him, the more message you're sending that you're not going to. But that notwithstanding, the Braves won't be like this for long.
Yeah, I feel pretty decent about next year.
The Braves will be fine. I'm not saying the Braves are going to be the Dodgers or the Phillies, but the Braves are going to be fine. Yeah. This is a one-off of all one-offs. You won't see this very often.
Could the Braves hire Lane Kiffin?
Billy Napier. Right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, do that.
They're going to hire as the hitting coach. Snitker's going to stay and hire Napier as the hitting coach.
Cal Raleigh led Major League Baseball in home runs with 60. 33 players hit at least 30 home runs this season.
Yeah, we're in the home run era. We're in the home run strikeout era. We all know that. And so in baseball, we'll try and find its way around that. Hey, but you know what? It was a good baseball season. It really was. My team always sucks. JJ's team for the first time sucked. But that notwithstanding, it was a good. But did you think so, JJ? I thought it was a good baseball season.
The Braves sucking was actually part of why the season was good because it was surprising. It was shocking what happened to the Mets. The Cleveland run at the end was insane. Seattle winning the first division in 20-plus years. So, yeah, I thought all in all, great regular season, and I'm looking forward to the postseason.
How good is this, by the way?
Yeah,
did you see? The Cubs always have someone sing.
Yeah.
Did you see who's doing it today?
Yeah, Eddie Vedder. That's awesome.
Freaking Eddie Vedder today. Okay, that's not the local insurance salesman who has the biggest ad buy.
Right.
That's Eddie Vedder
and
singing.
And he loves his Cubs too.
Very cool. We will get you out on our musical note of the day. 40 years ago today, the hottest song in the country was This Beauty, John Parr's theme to St. Elmo's
Great
Fire,
song.
Man in Motion. The song reached #1 on the Billboard Top 100. One of the best movie themes of the 1980s. Still holds up well today. Parr, now 72, was nominated for a Grammy for the song.
You know, it's funny. I walked out. I went down the hall when y'all were talking. I came back in. Y'all were talking about the movie, about how the movie didn't kind of measure up.
Kind
to
of
the
a
rest
forgettable
stuff.
movie.
Yeah, and I didn't say this. I'm thinking what it did have was a great theme song. Well, that's why you were talking about it. I didn't realize when I came back in. I didn't realize that's what I was talking about. It's a great song. It's a truly a great song. Well done as always.
Thanks.
1 hour to go. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
You know you can quit until it's won.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Hey, Hickett here. Celebrate the month of September with our friends at Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus the 4th room free. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning as well. Book online at zerosjacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
Frank Frangie here. When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter, the area's most trusted service company. They're licensed, insured, and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations and full air conditioning service, they do it all. And with Duck Duck, it's done right. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. If the Jags trust Duck Duck Rooter, so can you.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a dandy today.
Cooking with Prisco.
These things are wonderful. You're going to love it. Have a rollie.
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Joe C for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite Roofing Contractor, lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
Enjoy barbecue, live music, and auctions at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida's 4th annual Sizzlin' Soiree, presented by Dunkin' Donuts, October 2nd at the Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine. Get tickets at bgcnf.org.
Growing up in Jacksonville, I always associated Beards with an elevated experience, something that isn't your big box store.
Dr. Aryan Afshari talking about his experience at Beards Diamonds.
Every single time I've walked into Beards, I have felt confident. I have felt like I've been guided down the right path. I feel like no one is there to take my money and that they all have my best interest in mind.
When Dr. Afshari went into Beards Diamonds for his engagement ring, he was blown away by the selection.
We walked into Beards, they showed us a massive array of diamonds, of bands.
But they helped him narrow it down and even offered to customize a designer setting for a one-of-a-kind ring.
I showed them some inspirations and they really kind of knocked it out of the park. I think Megan still has the best ring out of all her friends.
Beards Diamonds. Unbeatable selection, direct importer prices, designer rings, no commission salespeople, and local owners.
I wanted something meaningful, and that's what I found at Beards.
Get the value and luxury experience you deserve. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
I'm Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. Well, ready for this? She has now lost 60 pounds. That number's real, 60 pounds in a little over 3 months. And here's the thing, she loves doing it. She just went on a trip to Tampa to see a concert, sort of a road trip. And I asked her, was it hard to stay on the diet? She said, Dad, that's just it. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change, and it's sustainable. And it's sustainable even when you're on the road. She is so excited. It has not changed her life. I think that's the best thing. It's a lifestyle change, but it doesn't ruin your life. She's loving her life, and she's so excited that she's been able to lose all that weight. You can do the same thing. You can kickstart your transformation. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's working for Amber, and she's so excited, and I promise you it can work for you. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by Gate Stores. Some injury update news for the Jaguars pass rusher Travon Walker, who exited last Sunday's game against the 49ers with a wrist injury, is not expected to miss the remainder of the season. The Jaguars also announced they signed quarterback Carter Bradley to the practice squad and released quarterback Seth Hennigan. It's 78 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We appreciate our friends from Nimnick. They're the place to go, man. I've been buying my cars there since 1982. I'm proud to tell you that. I tell you that all the time. Head to Nimnick today. Jeff Danzler comes up in about 10 minutes talking SEC football with us. He was on hand for that tough loss for the Bulldogs. He's from the Bulldog Radio Network, so we'll certainly talk about that coming up in a bit today. You asked me a question a minute ago. The Eagles or the Bills? First of all, give me the same. You answered the same question you asked me.
I think the Bills will be the last undefeated team.
The last team standing.
They play the Patriots Sunday night, and I'm excited to watch Drake May. He's doing really good things in New England. And they've got Vrabel, so I think the Patriots are on their way back. But I think the Bills are. Well, Josh Allen, he's just playing at such a high level, and I think Buffalo has the path of least resistance. So
okay. So having said that, we are at the old quarter turn, as they call it. Again, it used to be called that when there were 16 games and you're 4 in. We're close enough to the quarter turn. What to you are the stories of note? I know we're going to do the rewind at the bottom, so we'll get this week's games coming up. But I'm not talking about just this week's games. 4 games in, what's your biggest surprise? Who's better than you thought? Who's worse than you thought?
I mean, honestly, I think the Jaguars have to be high up on anyone's list. I mean,
have to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think really the AFC South. I mean, everybody thought this division was going to be Houston's, and that it was Houston and then 3 kind of bad teams, average to bad teams. And, you look at the Colts and the Jaguars with a combined 6-2 record. I think that's been a real surprise. And then just the injuries. I mean, it really seems like September has just been brutal. I mean, as we now go into October, Cincinnati is really in trouble. The Ravens are really in trouble. Because of injuries. Whatever shred of hope Miami had probably went out the window last night, even though they won to get to 1-3. But without Tyreek Hill, it's going to be awfully difficult. The Chargers have lost both their standout tackles. Rashawn Slater, they lost in training camp. Joe Alt suffered an ankle injury, and they're lost to the Giants. So what looked like, and the Chargers are 3-1, but I now think the Chargers, it's too much attrition. Herbert has been playing great, but I think they're going to have trouble keeping him healthy. And so I think, really, to be honest, it's been, at least in the AFC, I think it's been more the AFC South, at least having maybe more contenders than what we thought, and just the injury situation for so many of these clubs for being so early in the year. I mean, they're at a point where they can't take on anymore.
Jags and Colts, for me, are the 2 surprise teams in the AFC that surprised me. The Seahawks are better than I thought they'd be. I thought they'd be decent. I think they're better than I expected. The Seahawks, to me, are a little bit of an invisible team, maybe because of where they are in the conference they're in. They've surprised me a little bit. I would have said the Commanders being 2-2 surprised me, but they lost their quarterback, so that's to be expected. The Chiefs looking mortal until last week, I think, surprised me a little bit. They're 2-2, and they were an eyelash from 1-3. So I think probably I'm not surprised by the Bills. The Chargers maybe a little bit, but I think the Colts and the Jags, and I'm surprised the Seahawks are as good as they are, which means this stretch of 4 games we talked about, I said it, the Jags have a tough 4-game stretch. Would you take 2-2? We both said yes. Well, they're 1-0. I I mean, 1-2 now gets you that 2-2. So it'll be interesting to see. That probably is my biggest surprise in the NFL. Back to the SEC. Let's take a break. When we come back, Jeff Danzler from the Bulldog Radio Network joins us. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
A great drive takes more than a set of wheels.
Fully loaded, I think is the term.
Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville brings you the drive of the game.
Just one thing. Yeah. Don't push any of the buttons on that car.
On 1010XL.
After our son's shoulder issues were worsening, we took him to see Dr. Snyder at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, who recommended PRP treatment. We trusted Dr. Snyder's evaluation and looked forward to seeing him pitch again. For the right care, the best care, we highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. New name, new location, same great deals. And we're ready for you. We're going all out with end of summer savings, like new Kia starting at $20K. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Or you can even hit the road with financing rates as low as 0. It's not too late. Online at KiaOnAtlantic.com. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
One man, one hammer. One place to hear it drop. Hammer Time with Hayes, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
On 1010XL, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Get ready, poker players. The World Poker Tour is coming back to Best Bet Jacksonville from October 30th through November 18th. It's your chance to become a World Poker Tour champion with 14 different poker tournaments to play, including the Best Bet Scramble, a $5,000 no-limit hold'em main event with a $1 million guarantee. Satellites and mega satellites are going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. For the full WPT schedule and more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family-owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Chip Davis, director of the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. We are fast approaching our 16th annual tournament benefiting the Jacksonville School for Autism. With the help of our amazing community, we raised over $1.4 million the last 15 years. This year's tournament will be held at Palm Valley Outdoors on the Intercoastal Waterway. Captain's meeting is Thursday night, October 9th, and the tournament is Saturday, October 11th. I'm inviting you and your family to come out and enjoy our tournament festivities, raise some money, and support autism awareness. Special thanks to U.S. Army Recruitment Jacks for their support. Flounder Pounder for Autism 2025. See you there.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big...
Whoa! See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't know. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Time now for the SEC Update with Jeff Dantzler from the Bulldog Radio Network and the Superstations. Presented by Underwood Jewelers. Here's Frank and Jeff.
All right, my buddy Jeff Dantzler checks in from the Bulldog Radio Network and the Superstations right up the road here. Jeff, a tough one in Athens for the Dogs. Fantastic football game. Kirby Smart, I think, is the best coach in all of college football, but he does struggle against the Crimson Tide. What'd you make of the game?
It was typical Georgia-Alabama. It was a great game. Alabama raced out. Obviously, Georgia came back, and it was just one of those games. And, Frank, you see it every week in the NFL where that one play can literally make all the difference. And Bama's won 3 in a row now in the series, and they've all been great games and very close. We do have the one, and that was one of the 2 or 3 greatest moments in my life. So I'll never forget that one in Indianapolis.
Let's talk about Georgia for a second. I think Georgia's very good. It was one game. They lost. Both teams dropped a touchdown pass, which was bizarre in that game. I actually think Gunnar Stockton's playing pretty well, by the way. They're just from my opinion from afar. But what about Georgia now? It's one loss. You don't want to make too much out of one loss. But the reality is they've got to play Ole Miss later. They've got to play Texas later. Georgia Tech's pretty good. Where state of the union for the Georgia football team, in your opinion?
Well, I just think it was, and by the way, on Bama's drop, they went ahead and scored.
Right.
That's the difference.
Good point.
Georgia did not. And that was, oh, my gosh, you just talk about a heartbreak. I think what it does, it just limits your margin for error. And the schedule is so tough, Frank. I mean, it's hard for everybody. And I think, when you look at this, is there a 2008 Florida, a 2021 Georgia, a 2019 LSU, a 2020 Alabama? No. The rules don't allow for that. Frank, I think we could be in a spot where teams like Georgia, Texas A&M, Alabama, are we going to have like 6 teams that are 9-3?
Yeah.
And then if that's the case, Oklahoma, what in the world is the playoff committee going to do?
Well, and to that end, the Georgia-Alabama game is the perfect case, isn't it, Jeff, for why we need to at least get to 16. And that game is case in point why, because the really good football team can stumble one more time and not be in the field. Wasn't that the poster child for why we need to expand a little bit?
Either that or why we just need to go back to 4. I was a fan of that. I think what always made college football the greatest sport was that it was a sport where the regular season meant everything. And I never want to be in a spot where Florida and Florida State are both 11-0 and they both sit their starting quarterback.
Yeah. No, I get it. Good point. Let me get to Alabama for a second. I asked you the state of Georgia. Alabama plays Vanderbilt this week. Don't laugh. Lost to them last week. They're undefeated. Then they go to Missouri. Then they're home against Tennessee. Then they go to South Carolina. Then after that, it's LSU and Oklahoma. You talk about a schedule. What about Alabama? Can Alabama run through that gauntlet? Did you see enough last week to tell you that? What do you think?
I think they can get to 10-2, but I think it's an uphill battle. I mean, they just look to me like kind of like a lot of the teams in the league, a very good team. And, I think 9-3, if I had to bet, Frank, 9-3 would be my number for Alabama right now. And again, the schedules are just so tough. And you mentioned Oklahoma. I mean, theirs might be the toughest of all.
Jeff, what do you make of Texas? Texas comes to Gainesville. They come to the Swamp. A lot of people thought game day would be there until Florida went bottoms up this year. SEC Nation will still be there. It could be the final game for Billy Napier. A lot of people believe that. What do you make of Texas? You've seen Texas. Georgia has to play them later on. How good is Sark's team?
I think Texas is very talented and very good. Arch Manning is not as good as a lot of people thought he was going to be. Now, could he improve? Because they've certainly got the weapons. They've certainly got the horses. I just look at Texas, and right now, my big question mark for the Horns would be, can they dictate enough offensively what they want to do? Are they going to be a team that comes with a power running game? Are they going to be a team that attacks you with a downfield passing attack? And if you get to a point, and hey, all of our teams have been through it, and I'm not saying Texas is, where you're not really good at something, that's when offensive coordinators get yelled at because you just wind up calling plays. You can't get in any sort of a rhythm, and you just don't have that bread and butter to go to. But I think Texas is extremely talented. That being said, so is Florida. I mean, that Florida defense has a chance to keep them in the game. My big concern for the Gators right now would just be the status of what's going on with the quarterback and the offense in general.
Yeah, that's right. And you're right. The Florida defense is good enough to hang around. They've proved that in every game, but can they score enough points? Ole Miss is undefeated. They're off this week. They got to go to Georgia and Oklahoma back-to-back in a few weeks. What'd you make of Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin's team against LSU?
Maybe the best team in the conference. I had LSU number one, and this, I don't think that's a horrible loss for LSU. Again, as we said, it just cuts down on the margin for error. But what Lane Kiffin has done, it's like the last 3 years, doesn't matter who he plugs in there at quarterback, that offense is really, really good, and their defense has a lot of playmakers. So, you think about for Ole Miss last year, they blew out 9 teams, and they lost all 3 of their close games. I think they might have had one of the 3 or 4 most talented teams in the country last season. I think that was a team, if I was Ohio State, I would not have wanted to play them because they can flat-out score and they create turnovers, and I think he's got it again. So I think this Ole Miss team's capable of having a tremendous season.
All right, Jeff, let me ask you about – I'm going to lump some teams together and get your thoughts on we talked about Oklahoma, South Carolina, Missouri, Vanderbilt. South Carolina's tumbled a little bit, but Vanderbilt's playing well. Missouri's playing well. As you clump, Mississippi State almost beat Tennessee. As you clump those teams together, does anything stand out about one of them apart from the others, Jeff, in your mind?
I really like Missouri. I think Eli Drinkwitz is good. They're one of those teams, and obviously Georgia and Florida play them every year when they were in the East. They're just one of those teams. They're big and strong and physical. Yep. And the bottom line is Columbia, Missouri's in the Midwest. When you have to go out there, it's a different feel. Yep. You ask all the coaches that go out there. So I think Missouri's one of those teams that could sneaky get in with around a 10-2 record. And what Vanderbilt is doing with Pavia, I mean, I thought, well, gosh, they got the big win. They better be careful against Georgia State. And they go out and score 70 points. It's incredible. And for Mississippi State, Frank, I think they're the surprise team, not just in the SEC, but in all of college football. They were awful last year. And you're right, they darn near beat Tennessee in overtime.
I almost wonder, too, Jeff, if you don't have the kind of players that Kirby and Ryan Day and Dabo used to bring in, I almost think the way that Tennessee plays offense and Mississippi State plays offense and Ole Miss plays offense, I almost wonder if that's the way you have to go now. Yeah, and I'm like you. I'm an old school guy. I like physical teams that run the football. But I almost wonder if that fast pace, get the ball out of your hands, get the defense huffing and puffing, that might be the way to go. That's how Mississippi State's so good this year, and that's why Tennessee's been as good as they've been under Heupel.
Yeah, I think that's the quick fix to it. Down the road, you still got to be able to run the football. So I think if it's a question of getting good in a hurry, you're absolutely right. I think building for the long haul, you got to build up that line of scrimmage. You got to be able to run that football, and you got to be able to stop the run. That is much more difficult to do, though, and any coach would tell you that. And, Frank, you certainly see that in the NFL.
All right, let me ask you this before we get to picking the games this week. Final question. I want you to answer this from afar. We're in this vacuum here, Jeff, just like you are in Athens and John Adams is in Knoxville. So sometimes when you get in your vacuum, you don't see as clearly. What do you think happens with the Florida football program? Let's say Sark puts 35-10 on them this week, all right? I agree with you. Florida's defense is good enough. It ain't going to be 55-10, but it might be 35-10. All right, it might be 31-10. In your opinion, if they fire Billy Napier, they're going to fire him at some point this year. That's almost a foregone conclusion. Where do you think Florida goes? What do you do if you're Scott Strickland?
My first phone call is Lane Kiffin. My next phone call is Lane Kiffin, and if he tells me no twice, I would ask him a third time there.
I agree.
I just think, too, with Kiffin, like Frank, the hairs stand up on my arms when Georgia scores a touchdown on a toss sweep. For Florida, it's about throwing the football, going back to Spurrier and John Reeves and, of course, Danny Werfel and Tim Tebow. And for the Gators as well, and Spurrier, I always loved Spurrier because he told the truth. And when he jabbed at you, it hit home. Spurrier was brash. Urban Meyer, not nearly as good a guy as Spurrier. I love Spurrier. He's a great guy. Urban Meyer was a great coach, but he was about as warm and fuzzy as a porcupine. But still, very brash, very bold. And to me, that just fits Florida. I think he would be ideal coach, and it would be the third time in my lifetime when I've been scared when Florida hired a coach. And I'm not saying that because I think we got the best coach in the country who might wind up being the best to ever do it. But Lane Kiffin takes Florida to that level they were at with Spurrier and Meyer, and that should worry the rest of the league.
Boy, hard to argue any of that, Jeff. Let's get to the games this week. I'll go through all 5 since they're all conference games. Georgia at home against Kentucky. No problem for the Bulldogs, right? I think they win easy. You agree?
Day game, noon game after that night, or I got my Dooley and Munson going on. Hey, maybe something like 23-13, something like that. I do think Georgia will win, but it might be. There'll be 95,000 people there, but it might be a little bit sleepy, at least for a while.
Oklahoma, I think, wins easy over Kentucky. I won't make you pick that one. What about, or is that, do they play Kentucky? Is that
Kent State?
My bad. They play Kent State. They don't play Kentucky, so I won't make you pick that one. A&M at home against Mississippi State. Did Mississippi State hang around in that game?
Yes, and by the way, that would be, Frank, if I was the national broadcaster there, that would be my least favorite game to call because their uniforms look exactly alike.
That's right. Exactly right. How close is the game? Does A&M win?
Yeah, I think A&M wins 6 or 7 points. They've got some speed to burn, but at some point they just look like a team that's going to stump their toe against somebody that they're better than. So they'll have their fingers crossed this week.
Texas at Florida. What's the score?
I like Texas around what you said, 35-10. I think Florida can keep it close, and then Texas probably gets a late score to push it in there. But, for Florida, just the question marks they have right now on offense, they've got to try and find that identity.
All right, and I know Diego Pavia is 38 years old or whatever the hell, but he can't go to Tuscaloosa and win, can he, Jeff? Even after a letdown game for Alabama is on the horizon here.
Well, I think the fact that Bama lost in Nashville last year will play a factor in that. But, yes, I do think Alabama will win, but I do think Vanderbilt can hang around. I'll tell you this, seeing him in person, that Ty Simpson is some kind of good quarterback. He makes all the throws, and he just buys himself time. He's not a burner. He's very fast, but he's not a Jet or a Tebow-type runner. But at the same time, his pocket awareness is just tremendous, and those receivers can play.
I got to tell you, when FSU beat Alabama, I thought Simpson was the problem. I thought he missed some open throws. I thought he made some bad choices. And now, look, he waited a long time to start. It was first time as a starter. But I agree with you against Georgia. He's got NFL written all over him, and I didn't see that early in the season. I agree with you, Jeff. He's a terrific player.
He is, and I think, and this wasn't an Alabama guy making an excuse, but it was wet in that game in Tallahassee, and I don't know, it might be one of those things where he struggles with a wet ball. It was a tough situation, but what he's done since is amazing. Guy's got 11 TDs and no picks, and they've played Florida State, Wisconsin, and Georgia. That's pretty strong.
No question about it. Jeff Dantzler from the Bulldog Radio Network and the Superstations talking SEC does a terrific job with us every week. Jeff, we appreciate it, buddy. Take care, man.
Hey, keep those Jags rolling, my friend. You're the best.
We'll do it. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Dantzler checking in, talking SEC football with you. We'll take a break. We've got our NFL Rewind next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here from my bank, South State Bank. South State has been committed to delivering world-class customer service that businesses like yours and mine can count on. From personalized support to cutting-edge banking solutions, South State Bank has blended the trusted traditions we all value with the innovation you need for tomorrow. Whether you're managing cash flow or investing in growth, South State Bank is here to help you move forward. Visit southstatebank.com or visit your local branch today. That's South State, member FDIC.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey there, Frank Frangie here. The buzz about topdressing.com on our airwaves has me excited. Well, they're now in Jacksonville, turning St. Augustine grass into golf course lushness. Look, I'm a passionate golfer. I know better aeration, that envy-worthy green, white glove care, detailed, tailored for me at Jacksonville Golf and Country Club. process is going to begin shortly, and they say they can do it in a day. Look, I can't wait. Go to topdressing.com now. Top dress your lawn like the pros with topdressing.com today.
Hey, it's Joe C. When was the last time you flushed out your water heater? Flushing a water heater each year improves its efficiency and extends its lifespan. So call Roland Reese Plumbing for a routine water heater flush out and any other plumbing needs. 260-7059. Roland Reese Plumbing.
Hey, First Coast, it's your boy Leon Searcy, your lemon pepper guy. Back and better than ever for Wingstop. You know I can't resist those crispy, flavorful wings that make your taste buds dance. Wingstop just opened a hot new spot on Jeremiah Street in Middleborough. There's 17 locations, now serving up the most mouth-watering wings in town. And my all-time favorite, lemon pepper. Try their new quick and easy ordering on the app and swing by today for fresh, hot wings made for you. Only at Wingstop.
Jaguar fan, Palm Beach Autographs is putting together a Fanatics exclusive with a chance for you to meet and get an autograph from Trevor Lawrence and Ryan Thomas Jr. All the details are at palmbeachautographs.com or drop by the Avenues Mall for more info. It's happening at Palm Beach Autographs in the Avenues Mall.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Travis Etienne played a beautiful brand of football for the squad in California. The teal and black running back tallied 124 yards on 19 carries on Sunday and added in a touchdown in what was an amazing performance. Simply put, America runs on Etienne, and he's your Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. We are ready for this week's NFL Rewind, a fantastic week 4 in the NFL. JJ, let's kick it off in East Rutherford.
Team to neighbors, 7 before that. Here's a run again by Dart. First and 10, he'll take it in. His first career touchdown, and the Giants on top.
The Giants, led by rookie quarterback Jackson Dart, upset the previously undefeated LA Chargers 21-18 to earn their first win of the season. Dart threw for a touchdown and ran for another, as you heard right there, and did not commit a turnover.
You know how I feel. You and I have had this talk enough times on and off the air. I liked Jackson Dart when he was at Ole Miss. I loved him at Ole Miss. I liked him in the draft. I thought he was the second best quarterback in the draft. And I think he's going to be a star in the National Football League. I think he fits. I think he checks every box, Hayes. I really do.
The Chargers were 4 of 12 on third down, and quarterback Justin Herbert threw 2 picks. The game was costly for both teams. The Giants lost receiver Malik Neighbors for the season with an ACL tear, while the Chargers lost another standout offensive tackle as Joe Alt sprained his ankle. LA is already down Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, it's been that year. You said it earlier when I asked you what stood out to you about the quarter turn, if you will, of the league. Boy, a lot of guys hurt. A lot of guys.
JJ, take us to Tampa Bay. The Eagles build a 24-3 lead and finally put away a gritty Buccaneers club 31-25 to remain undefeated at 4-0. Philadelphia blocked a punt for its first score and got 2 touchdown catches from tight end Dallas Goedert. The Eagles only needed 200 yards of offense to win the game as they were +2 in turnover margin. And of course, you heard that Saquon Barkley touchdown run out of the tush-push formation.
That was great, by the way. Everyone thought they were going to be tush-push, and they handed it off like almost like out of the T formation, like a sweep. That could be your NFL or your NFC championship game. I haven't seen the Rams a lot. I have seen the Lions, but I wouldn't be surprised if that game in Tampa Bay was your NFC championship game.
Yeah, Tampa Bay fell to 3-1 despite having Bucky Irving and Emeka Egbuka go for over 100 receiving yards without Mike Evans. So that Tampa offense still very potent.
Boy, Egbuka's good, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
he's like legit to be that young. Boy, he's a good player.
We're on to Los Angeles.
Trying to start one here, and he's got Atwell all alone. 2-2 Atwell, and it's 2-2 goodbye.
The Rams hand the Colts their
first.
What
does it even mean?
I don't know what that is. But hey, we'll take it, I suppose. The Rams hand the Colts their first loss of the season, 27-20. LA star receiver Puka Nacua caught 13 passes for 170 yards and a touchdown. Indianapolis was doomed by an A.D. Mitchell fumble on a 75-yard catch when he dropped the ball short of the goal line in celebration.
Puka, which was a terrible play. Puka Nacua was, what, a 5th-round pick?
Yeah.
He's a really good player.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just one of the better receivers in the league. He's one of the better players in the league. He's a really good player.
And James Gladstone, part of that front office when they made that selection. The Rams,
a really good player.
He is. The Rams improved to 3-1 with the win. Let's get it to Arrowhead.
End zone bound. Caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Tyquan Thornton.
The Chiefs are back. Kansas City shook off an 0-2 start to even its record with a convincing 37-20 win over Baltimore. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdown passes without a turnover. Meanwhile, the Ravens 1-3 are falling apart with injuries as Cooper Rush had to step in after Lamar Jackson left with a hamstring.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough go for the Ravens. Tough schedule, backup quarterback. And the problem with the Ravens is Cooper Rush doesn't play like Lamar. Lamar has a very unique playing style, and it's hard to find a backup that plays like he plays. And so, tough sledding upcoming for the Ravens. And the Chiefs look like the Chiefs for sure.
We will close at Jerry's World.
And it's for the tie, 34. And this one is good, and this one ends in the second highest scoring tie game.
And one of the most unsatisfying endings to a wonderful game, Dallas and Green Bay tie at 40 apiece. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott threw 3 touchdowns, including 2 to George Pickens. Meanwhile, the Packers were led by Jordan Love's 3 touchdown passes, all to Romeo Doubs. The teams combined for 925 total yards. The Cowboys are now 1-2-1, while the Packers are 2-1-1.
By the way, you hear Tarico, who's so good, didn't even know how to end that game.
Yeah.
After all the excitement,
it was a bummer.
It ended the crowd. It was very, especially with the second to last play, which is like the Cowboys thought they were going to win, and then there was 1 second left and an inexplicably dumb choice to do a play right there.
Really dumb choice. They got lucky, no question about it. It's all a weird game. So, all right, good job looking at the NFL. What an interesting season it's been in the NFL so far. By the way, the Cubs have beaten the Padres 3-1. So 2 games in the books in the Major League playoffs. We'll take a break, wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
NFL Week 5 beginning on October 2nd, a Thursday night game as the Los Angeles Rams take on the San Francisco 49ers. And the Rams a 5.5-point home favorite at SoFi Stadium, minus 240, while the Niners were playing without defensive end Nick Bosa, plus 200 with the over-under at 47.5. Another international game on Sunday. It is the Cleveland Browns heading to London to take on the Minnesota Vikings, who are already overseas after they played the Steelers in Week 4 in Dublin, Ireland. The Vikings are a 3.5-point favorite, minus 200, while the Browns are plus 170, and the over-under is at 36.5.
Cash back for every bet with a G-Bank Signature Visa card. VSIN.com/GBank.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Jacksonville
Jacksonville, it's football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Keep an eye out for our custom Jaguar wrap plumbing vans rolling around town. They're hard to miss and always ready for the next play at your home or business. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, trust Duck Duck Rooter to keep you in the game. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hear the Florida Gators all season on 1010XL. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. The law firm of Farah and Farah and Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Go Gators!
What Jacksonville Jaguars player has scored the most touchdowns?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
With 81 touchdowns scored in his career, Maurice Jones-Drew is the all-time touchdown leader for the Jaguars. Fred Taylor is second with 70.
Southern Oak Insurance.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Hey, Hickett here. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, man. It's good to be right. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash on any of our football teams this football season. Think about it, man. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. You know how to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you cash in. Download the Prize Pick app today. Use code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code 1010XL, and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's Prize Picks, man. Have a lot of fun this football season. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Today on the program, we talk about Jags football, Jags and Chiefs. We're starting getting you ready for that. Go get your tickets because it's going to be an awful fun one in the bank on a Monday night. We talked a little bit about Florida State, Miami, and the significance of that game. Florida, Miami, Florida, Texas as well, and what that means when Texas wins, as we most expect they will. What does that do to Billy Napier's job status? We went through the NFL with our rewind, and Jeff Danzler joined us to talk SEC football, so we were busy on the program today. Yankees and Red Sox tonight. That'll be fun. Reds and Dodgers. Man, that is 4 tradition-rich teams, man. That's 4 logos. That's blue bloods. And I can't wait to watch. I mean, of those 4 teams, the Reds haven't been good lately, but they have as much tradition as anybody, so it'll be fun to watch baseball tonight. You think if Texas puts 35-10 on them, they still don't fire Napier?
I don't think so. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I'm ready for him to be fired.
Yeah, I would think I'm pretty certain in my mind, I don't know, he hadn't told me, but I'm pretty certain in my mind that Scott Strickland probably now knows he's got to fire him. He probably now knows he's firing him. If that is the case, if you have a coach out there that you're relatively certain isn't going to be your coach, why are you waiting? Now, the answer could be, to your point about the math. You always talk about the math, and if he wins the game, they're 1-1 in the league, and there's only 2 undefeated teams in the league, right, or something like that. So your point is they're still mathematically right in the fight, but who we kidding, right? And so, I mean, Florida, Jeff Dantzler made a good point. They've been good on defense, good enough on defense to stay in some games. But here's the reality: this game this week, their best defensive tackle, Caleb Banks, is out. Their second best defensive tackle, Mekhi Barrow, is out. Their best pass rusher, George Gums, is out. That's 3 starting defensive linemen. You only have 4. So I know that they're deep there, but Dijon Johnson, their best cornerback, is out.
Gates is out.
Aaron Gates, their best nickel, is out. I mean, at this point, that's 5 starters on defense of your 11. Now, I think Detson might start ahead of Gates, but Gates is better. So that's 5 of your 11 starters on defense. They can't hang around with Texas, can they?
I don't think so. I think Texas has the best defense they will have seen. And I think it could be a game that Florida is sort of in, because I don't know that Texas is going to offensively, unless they've figured out some stuff. And Sark certainly, last year when he had a bye week, he came out with some stuff that made Florida's defense just frankly look silly. So maybe that happens again. But I would think with where Texas's offense has been, they'll have some degree of a struggle. But I don't give Florida any chance of winning this game. I mean, you don't fix an offense that's one of the worst in Division I football in every statistical category that is offered up, and then turn around and beat a Texas team their defense is unbelievably good. It's one of the best in college football. So I think long day for Florida's offense again. To your point, they may not get killed, because I don't know that Texas is going to put up 45. But look, they did last year in Austin, and and Sark was 8 steps ahead of Florida's defensive coaches last year. So we'll see. Both teams had a bye, so there's no real advantage there. But yeah, I mean, and the other thing too is, we know the Swamp's a really difficult place to play, but at some point, even that's going to start to lose its fastball. I mean, if you're going to the game, you're going to cheer for the Gators, but is it going to be on the same level that it would normally be at? Maybe it will, and hopefully it is, but
if you get a lead early, something like a strip sack or something.
I mean, it hasn't mattered anyway. Yeah. The Swamp has been phenomenal, and Billy Napier has lost several games at home.
Sellout after sellout.
I mean, this isn't I just don't think they're good enough. I think he is a pathetic offensive coach. And he's got a quarterback that's really, really struggling. And are you taking into account that he has a look in his eye?
Yeah.
That changes everything.
Right. Again, so I've told, I don't know if it's true or not. I just heard this on Texas social media and message boards, that when Sark saw that, he's considering not coming.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if that's true or not. No one's confirmed it. No real media's confirmed it.
Yeah.
But he's thinking about not coming because DJ's got the look in his eye. Here's the real reality, joking aside. They're really 1-3 because the quarterback play's been awful. Whether that's because of DJ, whether that's because of Napier. I'll say it again. If the quarterback play had been good, they might have won all the games. And maybe even if they lost to Miami and won the other games, if the quarterback play had been good, that's why they're losing. The one thing about their season that none of us predicted was lousy quarterback play. We all figured, okay, Lagway's so good, he'll overcome Napier's bad play calling. We saw it at the end of last year. They'll be good. They'll be really good on defense and good enough on offense. And they're lousy because of the lousy quarterback play. And God bless Billy, down to the ship he goes. Any other coach in the country would have played the other guy by now. You can't throw 5 interceptions. He threw 5 interceptions. 5.
And then got 1 first down in the first half of the next game.
Yeah, right. Correct. And so correct. So by now, any coach would have played the other guy. And if you're looking at when we do the postmortem on the Billy Napier era after he gets fired in a few weeks, that's going to lead the story. He was so stubborn offensively. I mean, by now you got to bench the guy. I mean, everyone knows. Well, I got one for you. What happens if he throws interceptions the first 2 possessions? Then what?
Well, I mean, he'll send him right back out there.
It sure feels like that, doesn't
for
it?
the third series.
Yeah.
But what's going to be interesting now, if you're Scott Strickland, is the reaction. That's
what I said.
And that's like, to be honest, if they just beat USF, really, this is still a huge game, because then you would look at it and say,
right,
all right, probably aren't a lot of teams. Could Ohio State go beat LSU at night in Death Valley, and then the next week go beat Miami
at
in
night.
Coral Gables at night? Could any team in the country, do that? There's probably a lot of teams that would be 0-2 in that circumstance. It's the USF loss that just cripples Napier and cripples this football team. Because if you had beaten USF, even losing the last two, this would be your crossroads game. This would be if you can beat Texas Saturday in the Swamp, then you're right back on track and you've got a chance to go on a run. And again, you'd probably be where most teams are. That USF loss, which DJ Lagway certainly played a massive role in, is ultimately, they just can't overcome that.
Yeah, I agree.
And it really killed the season. Those 3 hours of football, all the 24 mistakes they made in that game killed their season that night.
No question. And we all said when they start 2-2, losing to Miami and LSU and Miami, would that be curtains for him? And they said no. Everyone said no. Go beat Texas. Get back on. Now it's curtains for him no matter what. Number one, I don't think they can beat Texas. Even if they beat Texas, to keep his job, he's got to keep winning.
Yeah, he's not going to beat Texas A&M at night in College Station.
Right, so even if he beat Texas, he's out. I think that's the bottom line.
Yeah, he's headed towards, even if he was in his first year, let's take the job security thing off the table for a second. Just what we've seen from this team and this coach, they've got, I think, little chance Saturday. I think they've got no chance at Texas A&M. I think they are probably going to be an underdog in the Swamp to Mississippi State. They have no chance against Georgia and Jacksonville. I think they have no chance against Tennessee in the Swamp. I think they have a puncher's chance against FSU in the Swamp. Kentucky they should beat at home. They have no chance at Ole Miss. I mean, this is the Florida Gators. And how often have you gone through the rest of their schedule and been like, of the 8 games they have left, and 6 of them you feel like they have no chance? I mean, unless you guys feel differently about those games. I think there's 6 games they have no chance of winning.
Well, no, wait a minute. I mean, you go to Ole Miss. I know Ole Miss has got the crowd and the players, but what if Billy outcoaches them?
Yeah.
I mean, you left that out. I mean, he
did beat them last year.
Did you consider that?
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, what if it's X's and O's versus X's and O's?
Yeah.
Then what? Then what do you got for me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think what you said is exactly right. I don't give them a chance to win any of the games you just highlighted. I don't think they can. You gotta. I don't think they can win any of that. There are teams that go 3-9, 2-10. They're for a reason, because they can't win any of those games. I think you're right. Let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, I'm going to ask you one question only, and my respect for you hangs in the balance. There's no Jaguar game on Sunday. Are you headed to Tallahassee Saturday night?
Right now it's 50-50.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all. I don't like that. That's the wrong answer.
My heart says go, have a great time. Your oldest daughter's there, party with the boys. My head says, why go down the Jameis Winston Highway for 2.5 hours just to lose a football game?
You're convinced they're losing?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced they're losing. I mean, I may pick Miami. I don't know, but I'm far from convinced.
Miami is the best offensive line maybe in college football.
Yeah,
they got 2 big backs. I mean, you look at the last 2 drives that Virginia had, 14 plays, 75 yards, 12 plays, 75 yards, taking 7.5 minutes off the clock. Miami is going to be able to do that. Florida State couldn't stop Jerry Jones, Gil Brandt, and Tex Schramm right now if they were in the backfield. They have absolutely nothing in their interior, and Miami's going to destroy Hey, you and I have been alive, and Hayes as well. When they were relevant, from 87 to 2002, the team who rushed the ball for the most yardage won every single one of those games.
Correct. And
Miami's going to run the football right down Florida State's throat on Saturday night.
I don't debate the details of that. I think that's a heck of a game. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, I think it's. I think it's
around for it.
I think FSU. I think FSU could. I can't believe you're not going over there.
No. I didn't say I'm not going over there.
You kind of said
I got a lot of people hedging me. Do this, do that, do this, do that.
I don't know.
Tell me just to change the rain. I don't know if you know this, but it only rains on the Miami side of the field. Florida State can't play in the rain. Remember that monsoon? Like every bounce went Miami's way. Ed Reed went for like 2,000 yards defensively. I mean, it only. I'm just listen. Mike Norvell can't win on the road. He's lost 6 straight road games.
Okay.
Mike Norvell hasn't won a road game since 2023. Think about that.
That is true.
Okay? And I know it was tough. I mean, Virginia had 43,000 plus. It was an incredible environment. And as Mike Norvell said, well, we knew that we were going to get their best shot. No kidding. You're freaking Florida State. Of course they're going to get your best shot.
Oh,
Mike Norvell can't win on the road. We'll see.
But that's all that tonight.
Maybe we'll just replay that and I'll go over to Glenn's Lakers to cry out loud.
Talking Knowles football. That'll do it for our program. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.